What's going on? Coach Luca here with
Coach Jess.
I was about to say, you have to say, we didn't plan this, so. But I'm gonna take Coach Jess through, like, one of the things, so we love overhead kettlebell presses if you can get overhead. So we've talked about this a lot, right? Don't press overhead yet if you're not ready for that and if you can't pass overhead flexion test. But otherwise, like, they're a great exercise. Now, the thing is that the people that do press them overhead, one, you have a lot of stuff that can, I would say, improper form that can lead to just like nagging stuff, okay, and just not better results. So what Jess is going to do, and I'm going to coach her through this, but we're going to do some bad reps too, is what I see with a lot of people where they're doing any type of, especially single arm pressing, right, not having proper posture, good positions, and things of that nature. And remember, every coaching cue is not the same. So Jess actually has a little bit of a certain posture that we're going to coach up, and what you hear a lot of on the press is like pack the shoulder, drive down, and that's not always the case. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have Jess just pick up the 18, just go on the right side. There we go, cleaning it. Now, she's obviously drilled this a lot. The first thing that you'll see many a times is that the posture, think of this should be a plank position, okay? So yeah, turn to the side real quick, and you'll see one of the things that happens is like people will lean back. So they're sitting on, she's sitting on her joints right now, right? Yeah, and it is uncomfy, but this, for many people, if they don't have good core strength or good positions, that's what they'll end up doing. So if I was like, hey Jess, I want you to get nice and tall, I'm gonna pull you here, right? So like pull a string by the crown of her head. You see what happens? All of a sudden, ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, ear. Straight line pretty much, okay? Now the thing is, Jess has a little bit of hypermobility in her knees, and a lot of people, I would say, when they lock out their knees, they end up leaning back. So I'm actually going to coach her to get a little bit of a soft knee. So most people actually don't do this, but as soon as I say soft knee, her hips and pelvis kind of like connect as well. So now that she's gonna turn to the side, you guys know what type of posture it is, but think of it like she's in a good quality plank position, right? And this is her load. So if she's just standing here with a lot of weight, her abs are going to actually get fatigued, okay? Now what you hear a lot of times is people say, pack that shoulder down, right? Pack it down. Now, in Jess's situation, she's just going to do one press. Just do a press. Don't worry about like me coaching you through it. Okay. A couple things. Now turn to the side. Do it again. And press. Now do one more and pause at the top. So what we want to do, we want to get that I would say arm to be straight up. Punch that knuckle to the ceiling. There we go. So she's locked it out, and it's in line with her ear. Again, you can kind of see that nice and straight posture. Okay, bringing it back down. Pause for a second, you can put that KB down, because like Jess's shoulder's just like, ah! But the point of it being is that, number one is a lot of people will press and kind of finish here with an elbow that's not locked out, and it's forward, so it's really kind of pinching, okay? And they'll have this forward posture. So we want that soft knees, nice and tall posture, so we have the core engaged, and then that elbow is going to be in line with the ear, right? We don't want it to be further forward. Okay, now if a person can't do that, they're not ready for that press yet. Okay, now the second thing, like I said, that whole packed position. So this is what I mean by this, okay? At times, you want to have people feel their lat as they're pressing. Okay, so we're going to have Jess clean this up again. A great coaching cue here would be, I'm legitimately going to press this down a little bit, and I'm going to have her press up. Keep pressing, keep pressing, keep pressing. So you can see, drive, 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 drive. Good, and bring it back down. Right, so we want to have that space between, what we don't want is this, do a bad one where you just shrug super, super hard. Right, and you can kind of see like that I would say ear and shoulder and trap coming close. And that's gonna pinch stuff. You can put that one down for a second there. Right? So you're gonna see that, and we don't want that, right? Because that's kind of cheating trying to get there. Now, so in that case, if somebody is very shrugged up, okay, we actually are going to coach that and like have them push themselves away from the bell, and we say, hey, shoulder is the enemy of the ear. We're going to have that space, okay? But what if somebody's very depressed? Actually, Jess is a great example. She's not necessarily overhead athlete, pitcher, or anything like that, but she has a pretty downward slope. I would say you can see how her shoulder kind of collapses in. Now, you'll have people that have a very collapsed shoulder here, and if you tell them to pack their shoulder and they press, they have a pinch, right? Or their shoulder flies forward, something's going on. So in this case, what we're gonna do, you can pick that up again, Jess. So she's still gonna have that good form And as she starts pressing, you're gonna press really, really slow. Right about there, shrug a little bit, just a little bit. And then finish through. There we go. And coming back down. So pull it back down into that same position, good. So press, shrug a little bit, and then finish. Nice. And that looks, actually for you, that looks way smoother. I don't know if it feels way smoother.
Yeah, it feels better.
It feels way smoother. So what she's doing is, she's shrugging, and the shrug allows her scap to upwardly rotate, okay? And you'll see many times people that are very depressed, as they're pressing, it's not an aggressive shrug, it's just a slight shrug here to follow through, and it allows that scapula to nicely upwardly rotate. And people will say, wow, that feels way better on my shoulder. Okay, so that's why, first of all, on the press, if a person can get overhead, but coaching them based on their kind of, I would say, posture versus just like, hey, everybody pack that shoulder down. Now, if Jess was, put the bell down for just a second, if Jess was like this was her posture, okay, which you get a lot of that. So we have people that are here, okay, and she was pretend having this kettlebell. I say, okay, I want you to push your ears and shoulders away. Push them down, push them down, push them down. Okay, now when I imagine there you have the bell, and I'll start pressing up, but push yourself into the ground, 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 right? So we're coaching the same movement, but we're coaching it a different way. So imagine that this stays the same, right? We have that soft knees, we have, I would say, our core under our pelvis, under our rib cage to get core engaged. Okay, we have that long string. Those we want no matter what in most scenarios. But then based on, am I downwardly sloped or if I'm shrugged, we're gonna coach that a little bit different. Okay, so just making sure that, like, first of all, the base is important, because if you load a heavy bell and you can press a pretty heavy bell, what you don't want to do is be tilted, or, you know, as you press, you're shifting away. Your body is a plank, right? So if Jess was in a plank position, that's what she needs to feel like in that press. And then, like I said, those two different scenarios, if you're super shrugged, try to pushing yourself away from the bell, right? So imagine if Jess had a band, she was standing on a band on the bell, she'd have to push herself away, right? Or shrug it a little bit if you're very, very downward slope. Okay, so try those two different variations, and just know that coaching has to be individualized and not just like one size fits all cookie cutter. But try it out on the press. Let me know how it feels. See you next time, Coach's Corner. Peace out.